What is a simple definition of slavery? Slavery is a system where one person is legally or physically owned, controlled, and exploited by another, forcing them to work without freedom or pay. Enslaved individuals are treated as property, unable to leave, and face coercion. Though legally abolished worldwide, modern slavery exists through forced labor, trafficking, and forced marriage. Key elements of slavery include ownership. The victim is treated as property or commodities to be sold or inherited.
Forced labor.
The victim is compelled to work under threat of punishment or coercion.
No freedom.
The victim cannot leave or choose their own life path.
Coerced work in factories, farms, or domestic service.
Being forced to work to pay off a debt that can never be repaid.
Human trafficking.
Trading, transporting, or holding people against their will for exploitation.
When a person is married without consent and cannot leave.
I just said that to say this slavery still exists. Modern slavery remains a global crisis, with an estimated 50 million people living in conditions of exploitation on any given day. This figure represents a significant increase of approximately 10 million people over the last 5 years, a surge fueled by the COVID-19 pandemic, armed conflict, and climate change. Contemporary slavery is rarely defined by physical shackles. Instead, it relies on coercion, fraud, and threats to trap vulnerable individuals.
Approximately 27.6 million people are trapped in forced labor, where they are coerced into working under threat of punishment.
This occurs across various industries, including construction, agriculture, manufacturing, and domestic work. Considered the most widespread form of modern slavery, debt bondage occurs when people are forced to work for little or no pay to repay a loan, often finding it impossible to clear the debt due to exploitative terms.
Traffickers use force, fraud, or deception to recruit and move people for exploitation. This includes sexual exploitation, which accounts for nearly 23% of all forced labor cases.
State imposed. Roughly 39 million people are subjected to labor imposed by state authorities, including mandatory national service programs or work in prison systems.
Oh, in case you didn't know, this is another DJ, Terry T, Baby Jam, Machine Production, along with God and 99. Jam, baby, jam, baby, jam.
Baby.
Jam, baby. Jam, baby, jam, baby, jam.
Jam.
Baby, jam.
Modern slavery exists in almost every country,
Baby, jam, baby.
while Asia and the Pacific have the highest total numbers.
Baby, jam, baby, jam.
The Arab states have the highest prevalence.
Baby, jam, baby, jam.
Vulnerable populations.
Women and children are disproportionately affected, with children making up roughly 1/4 of all victims. Migrant workers are also 3 times more likely to be in forced labor than non-migrants.
Economic drivers occurs in the private sector, often hidden deep within global supply chains for common goods,
Like electronics and clothing.